Oh yeah, I was going to share one last Zen story. I've explained how the silence in Zen is higher. Zen Buddhism is higher than the intellect of our own minds. In Zen, metaphysically, what you're doing is you're putting the omniscient mind of God on the pedestal, versus the intellectuals put their minds on the pedestal, their human minds. When I say God, I'm talking about the Holy, the Holy Spirit, Atman, the Divine White Living Light. Okay, and then it's in its purest form in Om. There's a light, and there's God who said, "Let there be light." So, okay, putting that, lifting that on the pedestal in reality, in words, well, you can play make believe so long, but you gotta move on. You could try to move on, but you're still exceedingly blessed at believing, because Christ is it just only love. He could bless you this way, bless you that way, bless you now, he'll bless you that. It's still you're still blessed, but there's higher levels in it, and there are higher levels that Christ taught to his disciples. But in discipleship, this is really discipleship with the headstand and meditation, because he taught his disciples, Peter, James, and John, the sons of thunder, rumbling, thundering, the absolute reality, formless reality, beyond the triple X-ray vision that I was telling you about. But I was just going to say, for another reason, like you say, you try to make sense out of Zen Buddhism, and it might not happen. And even Christianity might not happen. It might not make sense, but there's realities that happen, things that happened. The yoga books talked about this a lot. They say, you're going to experience extraordinary or non-ordinary reality, like maybe a vision or astral world phenomena, or maybe, hopefully. It's the highest. And like I said, we point our beaks to the highest peak. Okay. But speaking of that, pointing our beaks at the highest peak, I was going to tell you, I was at a Starbucks in Fontana, California, Summit Mall, the shopping mall called Summit Mall. I think the street is called Summit too, that it's on. Halfway up, or ways up on, going up the sideways on the side of the mountain, kind of, but on I-15. It's right over there. I was going to the health club over there. And anyway, I was having coffee outside Starbucks, drinking coffee, and I looked up, and there were 3 bald eagles, 3, resting. They were all on the perch, on the top of the house, like, or the building, the one of the buildings near Starbucks. It comes up before into a point, pyramidal shaped and triangular shaped. And 3 bald eagles were up there. Okay, so I was having coffee, looking at them, and Mount Baldy Zen Center is right at the top of that mountain. Okay, at the end of the road, Mountain Avenue, from I think Upland or Ontario. The end of the road, that's what Mountain Baldy Zen Center is. Anyway, I took that as a sign or an omen that they were calling me to go to a meditation retreat at the Zen Center. I wanted to see how I was doing. So I drove up there, signed up for a meditation retreat weekend, just 5 hours a day. They do them very intense. Some of them are like two weeks to 17 hours a day. Japanese meditation. That's why I say it's best. It's specifically meditation, pinpointed on meditation. Okay. But yeah, I can't say. The other monks may be doing that too, the Mahayanas or the Theravadas, the ones that drew the orange robes, or even other monks in India. But still, it's excellent. They have that awareness. Joshua Rashu Sasaki. It didn't make any sense when I first met him when I was 19. He would sit, and the gong would be behind him, but that center little ball, yellow ball, in the center of the gong, would be resting right here. And then later he showed me that world during the NDE. He showed me that ball resting on there. What it was, peace, and that's how that awareness passed to me. It was gift power. And so then you see clearly that there's a gulf between the kingdom of Christ and the kingdom of Buddha. There's a gulf between them, and the kingdom of Buddha is higher. But the kingdom of God, also that Christ talked about, they reached perfection. They reached a formless reality. The kingdom of God I see as formless being, formless soul, the kingdom of heaven is still in form. Okay, there's still forms of light. At any rate, so I went up there in my rig, and I think I parked. I was parked on the side over there, and that ball, the gong would be right there. I wouldn't understand that till it was 7 years later, or 8, or till I understood that what that seating arrangement was. Okay, and anyway, I went up there in my rig and I meditated just 5 hours a day for like 3 days. And as I was walking out, when I went up there to Three Eagles, I went up there and there were three Rashis, 3 monks running it, and they all had on their black robes and the white circle that they have on the Zen robe, and it made me think of those 3 eagles. I thought, man, that's strange, because it's very strange to see 3 eagles. And right when I saw them, I said, they're probably not ordinary eagles. And Christ even referred to himself as he said, gather you as eagles, but you would not, O Israel. How many times I've tried to gather you as eagles, but you would not. As an eagle gathers her young, or something like, that verse when Christ compared himself to an eagle, or like an eagle, And so when I look at that title, An Eagle's Zen, I think of Christ, and this is also why. Okay, so that was kind of odd. That was very odd. 3 eagles, 3 bald eagles at the shopping mall around people. It was just very odd. It was very, very odd. Very out of place. And so then I knew this is the non-ordinary reality associated with Zen. So, okay, they're all in their black robes, and that, the white-headed eagle, they had the ring on the robe. And so I went up there, and when I go up there, I'm in a different mindset. Like when somebody says I'm a Zen cook, or say I'm an authentic Zen cook, I would imagine manna from heaven, just bowls appear. Okay, it's that type of reality. So I associated with Zen. At any rate, so I went up to the mountain, we meditated, and as I'm walking out, I'm walking down a gravel path to my truck. I believe it was the last day, and it was done. And as I'm walking, there's a guy I meet on the trail. He said, hi, my name is Nathaniel. Okay, that's short for Nathaniel. So, first thing I said, is this Christ's Nathaniel? That was the name of one of his disciples. The one he said, follow me and you'll see the angels ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. So, behold an Israelite in whom there is no guile. Follow me and you'll see the angels ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. So anyway, I was walking on a trail, and he was, I think he was going the other way or whatever. And so we started talking for about 10 minutes, maybe longer. But I started wondering, right when he said Nate, I thought Christ Nathaniel. So I asked him, I said, wait a minute, you were in there meditating with us. You weren't in the retreat. Where did you come from? You know? In other words, I was kind of hinting that I knew he might have been an angel that touched down, but how do you prove it? He said, I forget what he said. He was inquiring or whatever. But anyway, we started talking, and this is why I associated him with Christ Nathaniel. And he goes, oh wow, look at the sky. Look at that cloud. And that's something I always noticed from in the valley. When I would look up on the mountain, I'd see no clouds at all in the sky. Right where the monastery was, or the Zen Center, you'd see cloud. There's clouds. Which is, you just kind of see that that's the way Zen is. So he pointed at this cloud. We were up in the clouds on the mountain at the meditation. That's why when Alan Watts said the only type of Zen you'll find on the top of mountains is the type of up there is totally false. That's the type of... At any rate, he pointed at a cloud, and the cloud had a perfect shape of a man sitting in meditation pose. And we looked at it, and we were looking at it for so long, for like 5 minutes, and we were talking about Zen and stuff while we were looking at that cloud, and we were amazed at the cloud because we were up at cloud level. The cloud was like you throw a baseball and hit it. And then slowly it dissipated, but I thought the way Christ said, you see me in clouds of glory, or why stand ye, you Galileans stand gazing at the sky, in the same likeness you've seen me leave, you'll see me return, something like that. They were looking up at that. And so I thought, and then I associate the Om, this whole Om with the clouds, but not a literal cloud, but just a cloud of annoying formless reality. Okay, so I thought that was really interesting. We looked at the Buddha cloud, meditating for about 5-10 minutes, and just talked about certain things, but I was always suspicious whether that was Christ Nathaniel, the disciple that touched down. I don't know his name. Wasn't a big dude. He's just small, and he looked like he could have Jewish heritage, But you're dealing with things that are outside of time and space, so you don't think of time as something like we do. He had come out through the astral world or from Om and appear and have a conversation and go back almost pretty much instantaneously because they're operating outside of time and space, that the properties of time and space don't apply. It's beyond that, before time and space was. And so that was really interesting to me too. I thought I'd bring that up as far as like a Zen story that I really experienced. And we looked at the cloud for a long time, and that's what Nathaniel was. He was the kind that looked up at angels, ascending and descending upon the Son of Man. Now he could look at it and see angels. Another person will look at it and not see them. You see what I mean? So it's our attunement, our body world, and he's still kind of an objective reality. But meditating in the cloud, that was like the formless reality of Om, is what it symbolized to me. And then also he was being that disciple, I would think, like, now he was showing me as an angel touching down or leaving. I'm not sure. It was just a very interesting experience, to just non-ordinary. And then after I got my truck and drove that year, for the next 6 months, I saw about 20 eagles as I was trucking, just all over the country, Colorado, and And up to that point, I saw one eagle once when I went to Rocky Mountain National Park in 20 years, or in 25 years of trucking. I saw one eagle when I went to the national park. But that 6 months following my visit to the Zendo, I saw 20 eagles. That next probably 6 months, just it was very appealing, and I felt it was an eagle's then that they were communicating. They were showing me their freedom, and then you realize how what a vexated spirit condition I am in, but also. I just thought I'd bring that up, and the eagle goes all the way back in big in Native American Indians, and 10,000 years, and all the way even back to, I think, maybe Egypt, I don't know, but anyway, that was that's what Om is like. It's in a way you feel like you're in the hand of King Kong, but the senses fall off and go beyond them, which I started to do. And then you go into, like, it's like flying. I could say feels like you're flying with an eagle, because you disorientated. The sense of location isn't there, and the sense of really yourself as you think you know yourself is not there. It's formlessness. So anyway, I'm very happy, and just keeping right on that edge, ready to go and fly with the Buddha's eagle, who has no shape or form, but I come out as appears an eagle for a while, and go back and fly away into, Castaneda called it the wings of perception, and tails of power. I think flying on the wings of perception. But at any rate, God bless you, and you guys have a great eternity. I just thought I'd bring that up. That's kind of how you have to look at Zen, because our senses lock in. We're like a car, that little car you played with when you were a kid, and it was locked in the track, and it just stayed on that track because it was locked in with that hook underneath it. Our senses, our 5, 6 senses, are locking us into a fixation of our life, our reality, commonly. So stopping that fixation enables higher sensations to come, higher realities, higher experiences, higher thoughts, different thoughts. So I just thought I'd bring that up and share this in case there's a war or something, and bring up that point. That main point is that I did a yoga exercise and Tai Chi exercises, and that's the next day, boom, it hit me. So I thought I'd bring that up. Tai Chi, I think, is the slower you go, you're getting out of the way of the flowing chi, prana, life trance in your refined body, your body of light, and then that goes into more refinement. But you're getting out of the way of that and that flow, and it's able to flow freely, because like you fixate, we have fixated habits, speeds of movement, etc., normal range of motion, and Tai Chi is just moving from the center of gravity an inch below the belly button. And all your movements, range of motion, everything, it's all coming back to the center of gravity. And in a more refined sense, you see that the chi itself is orbiting around that center of gravity. And it goes and returns, and that the experience was really the chi flowing through this configuration. So we have a human experience, which is animated by the divine light, living light. And so computers are never going to be sentient. They're electricity. They're not chi. Chi is sentient. Chi is aware. Chi has intelligence of its own, and it sees and hears, but it's without, beyond the sight of the eyes and the sound of our ears. So I thought I'd share that last experience That's really interesting. And again, wish everybody, well, I guess Good Friday is kind of a sad day. Well, a sad Good Friday. And then God bless you all and have a great eternity. All right, bye.